Today's video, y'all, we're gonna be talking about how you need to focus on the present within the present. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us we feel like that just because we need to think about the present makes it scarier that we have to present itself as such. When we get to having these negative thoughts about life and how it interprets itself and what we're doing here and what we're doing there, we get to genuinely feeling like we're expecting things to go our way in the future. But how about I told you that if you focus on the now, that way you don't make yourself overwhelmed. Your faith is solely believed to have one complete structure around itself. So while you ask for advice and you're getting these certain type of negativity and you're not getting a lot of positive outcomes, it's only because you're going in there with the negatives and trying to resolve your issues through future knowings. Now, when I feel like I haven't mastered an unknown adversary, I feel like you can never predict your future. No matter how much you try to, and you try to lead with your own intuition to tell you these things are going to happen, it's going to gradually happen over time. Like, and that goes with just getting a job or getting a girl or wanting a family or wanting a spouse. These things really just come through the means of when and how, but that's only going to come when you focus on what you have going on right now. That means focusing on anything that's a out, not focusing on anything that's an outlier, and kind of seeing what's within yourself throughout thick and thin. If you realize that if I look through a glass and I see all of these fishes in the fish tank and they all swarm each other, you ever see a swim of fish or a family of fish? They're like a collective of embodying each other. Like they're all moving in certain directions in a certain type of way, and they're with the motion. They allow themselves to flourish within a family full of a unit, but they're all in one mind. That's because while flowing through the ocean, they're not concentrated on whether I'm going to flow through the future, whether I'm going to flow, through, the momentary things. I'm going to focus on solely moving through what I know is in, the same in every direction that these other fish are going. They have every which way to turn any direction and to separate themselves from moving in the motion of, you know, contradictory. They have every right in moving in towards a negative, just a negative path than everybody else. They might get eaten by a shark or a bigger fish, but how about we all go down a path where we're unpredicted and we know that in a clueless mind isn't just a bad thing. Nothing about being clueless, nothing about anticipation is bad. Nothing about feeling like you want things to happen in the future is also bad. I think honestly you should be hoping for the future. Like there's no different way of thinking to keep it real. There's no set type of structure to keep yourself at bay from having these thoughts and you have the willingness to continue moving forward in your life. How much have we put into action of our words in the now rather than we're saying we'll do it in the future in the future tense of things? Because the difference between now and in the future is that right now you can try to focus on the things that can get you to that end goal. So if I say I want to make 100 videos this year and I want to put every inch in my time into my activity to these videos into these regimens, that way I build up a consistent basis. Now that I built up a consistent basis, now that I'm uploading pretty much every day, I can slowly see myself getting to that future goal. But now if I say, well, I'll post a video tomorrow and we'll see where that goes from there, then I'm looking for how I want to see my videos flourish in the future. Now, I'm not saying that, I have a lot of people in my life that care about what I got going on, but it's like if people care more about what you got going on than you, then there's a real issue. If people tell you that you should be doing this when you know dang well, I'm comfortable with being this way, and being this way isn't really hindering myself from exuding my future or excluding me from everybody else, and I'm really on the same path and my path is little, it differentiates between others. And the outcomes of our situations is not going to be the same as he, she, or they. They always have a certain type of quality with their own mean. So people can give you your insight about your past. I talk about my past to give some type of sum and give some type of, I guess, coercion in comparison to other people's lives. But that's not me telling you that you can look upon me and make your own decisions and make them liable. Because all of us have different type of things and different type of perspectives that we all know. Allowing ourselves to focus on what's present is going to allow us to really look forward to in our lives, like, okay, cool, now I see what the now is. Now I see how to move through my life in a way where I can finally see myself as such. It's normal to pedestalize your future. That is the mark that you want to hit. That is the end goal. But if that is a bigger goal than what is presented to you in your face, then your future is going to look stressful. It's not going to be financially free, because how are you going to feel financially free if you're not financially free within? And it might blow over your head with what I'm saying, but if your mental is not freed before the time you're financially free, how are you going to deal with wealth like that? How are you going to do it? Oh my gosh, there's so much money, I'm overwhelmed. But you shouldn't feel overwhelmed right now that you don't have money. You don't have money, things aren't going your way, you're broke. You know what I'm saying? Family dynamics might be messed up, but in the end you're at ease. You're at ease with yourself. And that should be a compliment to your flesh. I'm at ease. It feels wonderful to the fact that I'm blessed to wake up every day and I'm knowing that I'm alive within myself. Not because I'm alive because I have money, not because I'm alive because I have a partner, but I'm alive because I'm presented in a way where I'm going and I'm meeting day in and day out head on. That's the greatest accomplishment and achievement that you can do. You achieve more by believing in yourself and seeing that things are going to be how they are now, but in the future, if they end up here or there, I'm still going to be all right. Positive thinking. Negative thinking is always going to drown you in the sorrow. It's going to make you feel like sadness is your ability to never move forward in your life. If I say that I'm not gonna make it through having YouTube, I'm not finna do this, or I'm not gonna make it if I don't graduate, if I don't have good grades, you're gonna end up being all right regardless. Because I'm telling you, fearing is a normal type of thing. Being anxious is normal. Being nervous is normal. Being angry is normal. I talked about in my last video that, having certain type of emotions liable, that also presents itself within the presence. So while we are knowing that we can be optimistic and think of a more broad retrospect, we can finally see ourselves digressing into the idea of, money is not the it all be all. Just because we have everything, and everything is within us this whole time. We have the skills, we have the adversaries, we have so much of our time gradually fixated on the future that we cannot even pedestalize what we have in our now. And I'm not telling you to go out your way and I can't manifest. You telling me I can't manifest my future? I can't write down the goals for the future. I'm telling you that those goals are not going to be enabled if you can't let it sit within yourself. Like I said, bro, if I want to have a free mind, if I want to be free spirited, that means I got to relinquish all negativity in my life. That means I got to tell the people around me that are holding me at a negative standpoint that I'm okay with things moving the way they are and that I'm not comfortable with it, but I have no control. You can't control narratives and you can't control the future. So what do? You use it as an accessory to be like, hey, this is what it is now, but it's going to get better. Give yourself those positive affirmations for the future. And by the time you think about it and by the time you know it, everybody around you is going to look at you and they're going to be like, well, wow, I thought they were super stressed out about their life. How did they just develop some mind where they're okay with life? You don't have to worry about whether you don't have it, you have it. You can't take a girl on a date, you broke. You don't ain't got nothing to your name. But what you got is this. You got your heart and you got God. And if you don't believe in God, you got yourself. And you got every point in your mind. You got every goals set up in a certain type of point, but when them goals is met, it's gonna feel like a weight rushed over. It's not gonna feel like, whoa, I'm trying to get to this path. I gotta follow my steps and I gotta look through the sand and I gotta figure out what footprints I got. And if I can't make it to the ocean, then I can't get wet. But yes, you can. You gonna be enveloped into a embodiment of an ocean, and it's gonna feel smoother as you swim through deeper and deeper, and you get to finally see where your destination lies through just looking through. It's nourishing the fact that you're gonna be able to encompass so much stuff in your life, gradually looking at what it is now. And what I'm saying might sound crazy. It might be like, oh, I can't. Why are you telling me not to focus on my future? Is it really that easy? Is anxiety really that hard to get over? I would tell you absolutely not. It's taken me months to try to understand why I felt so overwhelmed. And when I finally realized it's because I'm not allowing myself to really look at how I'm moving through my days, and rather I'm just looking about, I want money this day. I want money this day. I want money this day. I want to travel. I want to do all these things. How am I going to be able to travel if I can't really be free right now and feel like I'm already on vacation? But through the means of not overthinking. That is a better vacation than any vacation you're going to take. A vacation full of free thinking and understanding of open mindedness is going to allow us to have a mindset where a vacation is going to feel like more than what we know because we're already on a vacated mind. We're already on a smooth. The road ahead is extremely scary. It's full of spikes. And when you step on them, it's like, okay, if I step on a spike, it's killing me for my future. What if I told you the mistakes that you go through now is gonna make you have a way better future? You're gonna look back at these mistakes and in the times that you were in, and you're gonna be like, wow, I should have really. I'm glad that I learned from this experience. And now that I've went through this right now, that way my future doesn't look crazy. I'm telling you, if I didn't go through experiences while I was in the present time, then wow, saying that I want a relationship that is perfect and that is satire, or I want it on the means of perfect and I want it to come with flaws, but I don't want to be overwhelmed in it, then I gradually get to build my boundaries in the now. So while I go through these experiences through having tough times, tough times doesn't mean that my future is going to be scared. It's just telling me that overall that I'm going to feel at ease by the time it comes within my grasp. When you palm it, when you establish it as such, when you build it to the understanding that you right there, are gonna have the best life you are capable of if you see it as what it is. How much of our time has went into really finding ourselves through the means of experiences that hold us back from actually getting to know somebody else? That's directly affecting you while you go through understanding what is in your face. It's not like you're not taking any steps forward. It could feel like every day feels ice cold. It feels like I can't have anything great in my life. All negative things are attracted towards me. When am I going to really gain some positive attributes? Attributes like that are becoming your own free willed itself. When I will that opportunity to tell people I don't really care and I don't really have an understanding of what you have, your own perception of my life, but we're not the same. Nobody life is the same as others. We might go through the same as others people, but just because your name is the same as your father's doesn't mean that you're going to go through the same path he did. Doesn't mean that you got to work the same family dynamic. That means you can differentiate and have your own views because God blessed you, or yourself, you understand that you have your own made up vessel. Everybody has their own skin. We're all in our own fiber. So why not give us the ability to have a over not have an overwhelming presence as much as we present ourselves through going through the floor ground? It's really a landscape full of all of the things that we have moving forward in our lives. If I don't look good this day, I know I'm gonna look good the next day. So if I pedestalize my insecurities based off of how much I have now, well, I have little. So how much do you think you're gonna feel when you feel like the little is now your big? If you realize that being broke is big to you, Being broke is a great experience, and it might not feel like the best type of, experience overall, but just think about it on a bigger standstill. If I'm standing and I'm grounded in the now, and how much do you think it's gonna feel better when you have $1 million to your name? Man, I was happy while I was broke, but I'm even happier now that I'm rich. I'm happier now that I'm able to be at peace with my life. Just imagine how happy you gonna be when you finally meet the person of your dreams. That's what I'm saying. When people tell you to focus on yourself, they're not telling you to focus on the future. They're telling you to focus on the now. And I think I'm kind of like coming up with examples in my head over time while I'm establishing myself through this video, because I could see one of my contradictions is being placed. I was so hopeless on my future and my partner, or whether I was going to have a person or not, that I finally get the understanding that when I have this now and I'm experiencing how I feel now and I'm happy in the present, that I don't got to worry about what's going on in my future because I love myself now. So how much am I going to put for in a relationship now that I've loved myself going forward in my day in, day out? While I go through my days and I'm loving myself and I'm self-indulging in the things that I need, I can give that much throttle through how I have for a person in my life. I see myself moving gradually over time. And I'm filled with so much gratitude for the things that I've been able to accomplish. So what you do is you achieve little by little. And the little achievements are it's a big conundrum. You know what I'm saying? It's a humongous habituary, and you should treat it as an asylum. Put all of your positives in a pot, little or big, and let those little ones be bigger than the big positives. Because when little positives turn into bigger positives, they become way more accomplished than the ones of negativity. Because see, negativity is just little. It's minuscule. It's a median full of things that are in a bubble full of an endless loop. But that's what you feel like. You feel like it's a cycle. And that is where you get it messed up. Because when a negative, yeah, it hurts. But a little positive always contra or counteracts. I think it always counteracts a negative. It's always gonna be better. A positive is always gonna be bigger than a negative, and you know that. So why not think that just because these big negatives happen, this little positive is bigger than this big negative? Because any type of positivity is gonna be more lingering than a negative. Anyways, y'all, thank you always for the support. Any little view matter. Everybody that is supporting this channel or will support this channel in the future, thank you. You are blessed and highly favored. Just know that right now it may seem tough, but please take off what you can chew, because the more negative that you put on your life will be your downfall. I promise you. Coming from a person that was super hopeless on his future and not believing that he can have any type of positivity, it is definitely stressful, but it's going to be all right in the end. You just got to keep telling yourself that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. The days where you get people bickering in your ear that you need to do this and they're affecting your negativity, differentiate your views and allow yourself to really accomplish your goals little by little, because it's not going to be fast. And sometimes things aren't fast. You see the biggest YouTuber in the world and they got all these views and they got all these subscribers, and you want to get right there, but that comes with time. And they ain't going to tell you the whole, oh, it took me this so and so to get here and woo, woo, woo. It's going to take time. Nothing is ever fast. And partially the lie comes from just being a little delusional, being like, I'm gonna have this in the future and ain't nobody finna tell me nothing. And as we keep continuing moving forward without having those certain type of people in your ear telling you what to do, you gonna be able to establish so much more in your life. And like I said, bro, you're highly favored, you're blessed. And like I said, if you don't believe in God, bro, as always, believe in yourself, because you love yourself 100,000%. And if you do believe in God, God is working in the unseen as always. And Romans 8:28, you will never ever, for a shadow of the doubt, ever forget that things are going to move in your favor through the unknown. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.